Please, sir. I want some more.
What?
Please, sir. I want some more.
More? Hey! What the fuck I just tell you? Stop! Stop trying to fucking punk him out of food! Stop! Now they done spilled the food all over the goddamn floor. 2 more alpha males. Move! All of them alpha. Look, come in and spill the goddamn food. Shut up!
You see, Tyra, Mr. 20-year breeder, we warned you about this a year ago, a full year ago. We warned you that feeding your dog once a day was promoting bad eating habits. The dog has no idea when his next meal is coming. He sees food out there and he panics. And every other dog that's around him thinks that that could be the last meal. So they're aggressive towards each other. They're protective of the food and water and the resources in the house. And this is all because you're feeding them once a day and they have no schedule. This is the type of dog breeder that you are. You're creating problems within these dogs.
Let me see what y'all talking about other than that. I'm gonna get up off her. And tend to the rest of these goddamn dogs. Hey, stop! It's enough food for all y'all. Cut it out. Shit. Cut it out. Hey! What I said, stop! The fuck? You better fucking stop!
The same problems with your first generation of dogs is now the problems of your second generation of dogs. And speaking of passed down from generation to generation, look at this dog right here. Look at his foot. His foot is nearly twisted on backwards. This one is definitely Easty Westy, but that's no surprise because his parents were. The one to his left looks pretty good, and we haven't seen the others yet, but you can almost guarantee that at least half, or maybe more of them, are Easty Westy or have back problems or whatever. You cannot be charging $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 for these dogs. I mean, you can ask, but they're not worth it. I mean, they're just dogs. There's nothing special about these dogs. They aren't what you call working dogs. They don't do anything. They're not trained. They're not even potty trained. They don't know where to go to the bathroom. They lick the floor. They pee on the same floor. They poop on the same floor. These dogs have no schedule, no training, no patience, can't walk, can't sit. This is not what you pay $5,000 and $6,000 for.
I gotta laugh at this shit, boy. That motherfucker said, my pups look weak, thirsty, and hungry.
And can we just take a second, just a quick second to talk about your fence, Tyra? If you let these dogs out in the front yard, are they gonna go through that hole in the fence? Are they just gonna walk through it and end up on the street? I mean, you had to have seen it. You have to understand how big that hole is. I mean, if their heads are going through that hole, the rest of them is going through that hole, and they're gonna end up 2-3 blocks away. Come on, handyman, what's going on? What's going on with that hole? That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Now let's look at an example of somebody who's doing it right. I found this lady weeks ago and was checking out her videos. She has her puppies potty trained from like the 4th week of life. The 4th week, Tyra. Your dogs are creeping up on 5-6 months old and they're still not potty trained. Her dogs, a professional breeder, her dogs 4 weeks old, potty trained. Make that make sense.
Cleaning. So this is from them overnight. So you can tell this group has done an exceptionally well job at learning to potty train. They're only 5 weeks old and they're already gaining the concept of not to poop or pee where they're sleeping. So they're really learning those boundaries already.
Now let's look what well-adjusted dogs do when toys are introduced to them. All different kinds of toys. These are well-adjusted, even-tempered, very calm, well-mannered, pretty well-trained puppies. And let's compare them to your puppies. Look at your puppies. Running around on the floor, ripping up the wee-wee pads, peeing and pooping on the floor, missing the wee-wee pads, one toy amongst them, fighting over it. This is where it all started, Tyra. This is where it all started. All their behaviors that they're exhibiting now started right here. They are afraid of missing out on something. There's not enough resources for them, so they fight over it. They started from little tiny puppies, 3-4 weeks old, and they're still doing it now at almost 5-6 months old. You did this. You thought it was cute at the time, and maybe it is cute when they're like half a pound, 1 pound, but now these dogs are 15, 20, soon to be 30 pounds. Ain't so cute anymore, huh? Nope. Ain't so cute. And you ain't gonna push this problem off on somebody else. They're gonna see it, hopefully, before you attempt to sell these dogs to them. So, Mr. No Lock-ins, let's have a look at how a professional dog breeder sells their dogs. Listen to what this lady does and think about what you do and why you're left with a litter of 9 that nobody wants.
We had such a good time on Saturday at our puppy picking. We got to do 2 litters, so we met a lot of amazing families. We just wanted to tell you a little bit about how that process works. So everybody from 1 litter comes to our house, and we do it for about an hour. And people come and we all sit down in a circle together and we put the puppies in the middle. So it's like puppy playtime extravaganza. And so all the puppies, we give every family the personality profiles, which has like some unique things about each one of the puppies. If we've noticed something in particular, like if they're a little more dominant and adventurous or if they're laid back, we put that in their personality profile. And then the other thing we talk about is if they are an apricot or a red color, and if they're wavy or if they're curly, because some families have some pretty strong preferences on what they would like. So for the first 30 to 45 minutes, we just play with puppies. I answer questions that people have about raising dogs, about the puppies that are there right now. And then after that, the fun part happens. So we do puppy picking, and so based on your order of deposit is where you get to choose. So if you're the first family, you're just gonna give me your first choice. But if you're the third family, you're gonna give me your top 3, and I get you the closest one to the top that we can get you. So sometimes it works out that everybody gets their first choice. I know it would be crazy, but I've actually had that happen in a litter of 10. And then most of the time it goes well, but there are some times that what if the last puppy isn't what the family wants? And that's okay. So we had a puppy this time, Mr. Green Collar. He was too curly for the family, and so they decided to pass on him. So what happens to that puppy? Well, I just go down my master list of people that have put in deposits, and I found the perfect family for him. And so he already has his perfect family.
This lady advertises on social media as a last resort. Tyra, this is his go-to. This lady Social media is a backup. She already has customers. Have a listen.
The other family decided now was not the right time after seeing their son's reaction. He wasn't interested in the puppies at all. So what will happen to these guys? Well, I'll start reaching out to families on my list, and if I don't have success there, I'll advertise them on Facebook and Instagram. By the time this video goes out, you'll know if I needed to advertise or not.
And after all that, she puts together a package for you. She puts together a tote bag with a toy, a blanket, some food, instructions, and all their paperwork ready to go. What do you give them, Tyra? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Maybe their paperwork. Your dogs haven't even been to the vet yet. They haven't even received their first bath. It's freaking disgusting. You're gonna hand them a dirty, stinking, untrained, wild animal and trying to get $5,000 out of people and hand them something that they could easily catch on the street. Seriously, you could go out and catch a wild dog on the street, take him home, groom him, take him to the vet, and probably end up with something better than what you're giving them. And you're asking for like $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. You're out of your mind. If I were buying a dog from this lady, I'd be willing to pay $5,000 for what she's offering. You get to meet the parents, you get to pick your dogs, it's all very organized, the dogs are clean, well treated. She seems like a very good breeder. $5,000, I'll pay $5,000 for service. Even if the dogs themselves might only be worth $2,000, for the service that she gives you and knowing how they were raised and like the way that she took care of them, I would pay for that and be back again, definitely. For what you're doing, look at this. Look at the deplorable conditions that your dogs are in and the things that they go through on a daily basis. And then on top of that, they have no feeding schedule. They cry and yelp all the time. They're fighting. They're aggressive towards other animals. They're food aggressive. They're resource aggressive. They don't know how to walk. There's no way anybody should be buying these dogs from you. Animal Care and Control should honestly come up there and take them off you. But it is what it is, man. This is the city that you live in. This is Indianapolis, and they are really slow to do anything. And this morning, right now probably, the judge on your case is probably giving you another continuance on your case. Very likely they're giving it to you. I mean, you're probably a felon at this point. You're accused of felony charges. And after placing bail, you've been out on the street for almost a full year. And you've done worse things than make threats to people online. You've kidnapped people in the meantime. You've done far worse. And Indianapolis is just letting you walk on the streets. It's a sad state that this country's in right now. And Tyra, you are proof of that. But your luck will only hold out for so long. Only for so long. When Cody is done milking you for all your cash, he's gonna throw you to the wolves. And we're gonna watch you sit in a cage, just like you have these dogs now.
I'm paranoid. No. I see niggas looking at me. Shit, listen, I carry a motherfucking switchblade in my, not a switchblade, but a box cutter, flip out box cutter in my pocket with a fresh blade every fucking rip. I might go lie tomorrow, pistol walking.